Right, welcome back everybody to the channel and some more Snooker 19 content. We're playing in the third episode of the Legend series, and I'm pleased to welcome in a very good friend of mine over the last few years, playing in the Discord and Snooker group, and that is 1964Hoops, aka Paul Hooper. Welcome in, mate.
Good evening to you, Lee. Thanks for inviting me on.
No problem at all, mate. I'm glad you can drop in. So,
Fantastic.
guys, if you are watching this video and you've watched the previous two episodes, you know that we've seen Rainy Lamb already, and we've also seen Captain Goodspeed. They're both good episodes. Appreciate all your support on watching those. And yeah, pleased to welcome in Paul to this one and make it number 3.
Thank you, mate.
So how are you, Paul? How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, living the dream, mate. I am living the dream.
Yeah, all the joys of being a Spurs supporter.
Yeah. It's too early. It's too early.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah. We've got to be. Yeah, we've got to win a trophy again this year. If you know what I mean. But, it will never happen, Lee. Don't worry.
No.
It will never happen, mate.
We'll see. Anyway, mate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Again, as I said, I appreciate you dropping in. Got a few questions for you. We want to just delve into the deeps, really, just see how you're getting on, what you're playing, your abilities in the game, all that sort of bits and pieces, snooker real life. So, first question, mate, to you is obviously growing up in the virtual world. What sort of games have you sort of been growing up with?
Oh, look, I was always a big sports fan, but of course the number one sport for me was always football.
Yeah,
kick one about. That was my dream, to be a professional footballer.
oh, right, okay.
Yeah, well, it probably only was a dream. I still think that maybe back in the day, I think then it was a case of who you knew rather than always what you knew or what your ability was. I think a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, football was a very big part of my life. Playing, watching. Used to go and watch the Spurs back in the 80s when I was about 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see them in the old, what's the old championship? On the old championship now.
Close,
I think,
but not quite.
I think other sports, it was darts, certainly the darts when I was 18.
Yeah.
Like I say, where the darts was concerned, I was obsessed where that one was concerned.
Oh, okay.
Big part of my life. Managed to play with the county, sort of reached an half decent level, but unfortunately,
No, not this time.
Unfortunately,
Close,
I didn't.
miss,
Once I think I played with the county, I think that was it for me. I think I've just concentrated on the football from sort of 17 onwards. And then the snooker. The snooker probably come a little bit later. Again, probably when I was probably my late teens.
Yeah.
My late teens, early 20s.
One.
But yeah, I've always liked sport, cricket, you name it. None of the American sports, mindly. I'll tell you.
Okay.
That baseball and all that sort of thing. Definitely not, if you know what I mean. But yeah. I come from a very sports-orientated family. Good break. It's a good split, Lee.
Cheers, thank you.
Good split, that mate.
Well, that's good to know, though, about darts. That's really good. I enjoyed darts as well. I wasn't that good. I wasn't nowhere near that good. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Yeah, show me a dartboard now, Lee. You might as well blindfold me. You might as well blindfold me.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, long time ago. I think I found them in the drawer the other day and quickly put them away. To make sure that make sure I couldn't do any damage anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Long time since, mate. A long time since.
Okay, so going back to snooker then, mate, in sort of real life. So who were your idols growing up? Who was your three biggest snooker stars growing up as a kid?
I would say the reason I think I even got onto a snooker table was definitely Alex Higgins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his demise at the end was extremely sad. Obviously himself, I would say Jimmy White.
For it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He was the nearest. I guess he was the nearest thing. He was the nearest thing to Higgins. Sort of like a little bit later on. I don't know whether I could pick out a third player. I think from an influential point of view, it would have been them two. I guess some of the more steadier players. And I'm trying to think
24.
back in the day. who come to mind. The only other person who I thought was a good ambassador for snooker was Ray Reardon. I think,
Yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, I think he was a good ambassador. I think he was a good ambassador for the sport. But yeah, he was always steady, Ray Reardon.
Yeah, he
And
was.
I guess I like that. But be good if they could bring him back. If ever they did legends in a new snooker game, Lee, it'd be good if they could maybe bring him back. You know, sort of. You know, bring the vampire back. I think that was his nickname, weren't it? I think.
Yeah,
He was
I agree.
vampire.
I think they missed a massive trick by not unlocking
No, you're
legends and
right.
stuff. You know, I think there was additional digital content to come out for this as an extension.
Absolutely, mate.
So it is a shame. You are right.
And Lee, I don't want to disturb you too much because you're on a 147, mate. I'll tell you what, it'd be good if you could do it on my video, mate. That would be something. I'm looking forward to this.
I'll give it a go, but I'm a bit rusty, mate.
Yeah, no, I don't mind if I sit and watch and just talk, if you know what I mean, Lee. It's no big deal. But yeah, no, those three players, Lee. I think those
Okay,
three
no,
players.
that is interesting. It's
Those
good.
three players, I think, like I say, from Pot Black days, although I don't think Jimmy White was ever in Pot Black. But yeah, you know, those three players I think were my influences in snooker, Lee.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. What about for yourself then? Real life snooker. What about yourself? You play? What's your highest break? That sort of thing.
Well, the highest break I think, like I say, I think is 42. The highest break.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But unfortunately, I've not been at a snooker table now for 2 years now. Well, it may even be longer than that. The local club here in Stevenage, that closed some time ago.
Right.
And I used to play with the old man down there where he lived prior to COVID happening.
Yeah.
Which I think must be probably longer than 2 years now, probably about 3 years. In actual fact, Lee, embarrassingly, my snooker cue's still in the back of his car. And I don't think it's come out. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to tap him up. But we were talking about it the other week about getting a game in. But no, it's been a little while, Lee. I would say I'm average at best. Just enjoy the game, if you know what I mean, more than anything else.
Yeah.
But I'm sad to report, mate, it's been a little while. It has been a little while. So apologies, mate. I feel like a bit of a cheat, really, if you know.
No, of course not. No, absolutely. A lot of people don't play the real game. They only play it digitally. You know, it's not it's nothing to be sniffed at.
No, absolutely. But yeah, of course, when the digital option come along, I think it was a good fit. Believe it or not, the old man he plays as well. And when I'm down there, we still do play. You know, he still gets a bit frustrated, Lee, with it all. Like, you know, he always blames it on other people cheating. So you know that you've got a problem then, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, when you start talking like that. But yeah, it was a good thing because when my mum passed away, he was. I think it took his mind up a lot of things. And when my mum was unwell, I think it took his, and that's how he ended up in it. But of course, a vested interest with your dad playing it. Anything that you can play your dad with, like, you know, particularly at the age he is, was a good thing, mate.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
You know, in that respect of things.
Yeah.
Lee, you're doing some good shooting here, mate. I'm hoping this 147's going to.
Yeah, I think I'm in a bit out of position now, mate. I think I'm a bit out of position now.
No. Let's hope so, mate. I've got my fingers crossed you're going to get back into position in this next shot, Lee.
Possibly. Whilst I'm trying to not miss this one, mate.
Of course.
So in the snooker world, then, who's your not sort of your fan favourite? Who's your not your you wouldn't go to person?
Well, like I say, I don't know. Maybe or maybe not. It might come as a surprise. But Ronnie O'Sullivan, I don't know. I've never been sure. I've never been quite sure of his take on the game. 65. To say, I think to sort of say, I can pick it up, put it down at any given point. Okay. The game. I think he feels that the game needs him rather than he needs the game. I think that's.
That's a different view on it. Yeah, I've not heard that saying before about it really, but that makes a lot of sense.
He's a great player, Lee. Let's not underestimate it. You know, he's a great player, but equally at the same time, good shot, Lee. Good shot to keep position, mate. But yeah, to talk that way and then wins the World Championship, this year, you think to yourself, well, there's almost a bit of ego involved, you know. But then maybe that's the attraction of O'Sullivan to a lot of people equally at the same time. So,
you could well be right. Is it just him? Does anybody else stand out?
73.
I'm not a Selby fan. I have to
No.
say I'm not a Selby fan. Uh, Again, I'm not quite sure of his sort of his take on the game. But I know there's
Yeah,
going to be a lot
played
of
it
people
well.
who probably
That's
and
fine. People can disagree.
people are going to start shouting at me in Discord now, Lee. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
look. It's very much, everybody's very much Marmite, isn't they? You either do
No,
like them. I mean, I'll
absolutely.
tell you what. I'll give you a prime example for myself.
Go for it,
As
mate.
you know, me and Rainy Lamb went to the Worlds
Yes.
last year,
Yep.
and we met all of the players. Well, pretty much the top.
Yes.
Judd Trump, Jack Lazowski, and I think Ronnie O'Sullivan was the only three we
Fantastic.
didn't really talk to, because
Fantastic.
they were just hard to get near. But
Okay.
one of the people that I was sort of looking forward to seeing was Sean Murphy,
Yes.
because I was rooting for him when he won in,
Yes.
I'm going to say 2005 now, because I'm guessing. I think it
Right.
was 2005.
Okay,
Well,
mate.
because he won it as a qualifier, didn't he?
Yes, that's right.
And I spoke to him about his golf, because he's a big golfer, and he's the only player to have a hole in one, a 9-dart finish in darts, and a 147. So I was really keen to ask him about his golf, because that's my sport, that's
Of
my
course.
go-to. And
Appreciate it.
so I asked the question, and he answered it. Oh yeah, not very well. And he just turned his, when he realised that we weren't the mainstream media, he turned his back on us and just went a
No.
different way. And I was like, my words were to Rain Lamb was, "You're a prick, mate." And I'm happy to admit that, because that is exactly how I felt, and I was gutted,
shame.
really, you know.
Yeah, what a shame, Lee. What a shame.
But yeah,
What a shame.
I still like to watch him play. I mean, his ability on the table is unbelievable.
Appreciate it. No,
But
appreciate it, Lee.
and
Bit like yours on this table, Lee. You're going well, here, mate.
I got a nosebleed in a
Going
minute,
well.
mate. I don't know what's
No.
the white's in. I've overdone it, haven't I?
No,
Yeah. Stop, you bugger.
Stop. Yeah, stop.
89.
That's it.
So with regards to the in-game stuff then, mate, particularly this,
Yes.
what is your favourite part of it in-game, like whether it be tournaments, whether it be the gameplay, anything? What is your favourite bits and what is your dislikes?
Of Snooker 19, Lee, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say... Oh, good shot. Oh, it's a good shot. Before I even answer that, no. I'm just looking at where the
Yeah, I've not got nothing.
No. Gameplay. Well, I think it's the way. I think it's the way that the way that the balls move. How can I say? I've seen a few of these snooker games, like Snooker Nation and things like that, and I don't know. I'm certain. I'm certain the blind man has invented half of these games, Lee. You look at this and it's embarrassing. I think it has to be like that. Although I think my own introduction, where Snooker 19 was concerned, obviously started
Yeah.
career mode and online. However, I think as you get to play the game, and I'm sure you've had this experience yourself, online it's just a cesspit.
It's an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
It's just a cesspit, mate, of people wannabes and people just worried about wearing a gold jacket and all the rest of it.
Gold jacket,
Yeah. And let's face it, you've got more jackets than me, but you was never one of the idiots online, mate, that I used to come up against. But I like the career mode. I think it's a good education. I think it's a good education for anybody.
Yeah.
But I think, like you've already eloquently pointed out yourself, it's lacking. It's lacking a lot of things. It's lacking some stuff where maybe the fault that's gone into it. I think we could have had better sort of players and customise your own players and things like that, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which would appeal to me anyway.
I think they rushed it for the Worlds, and that was the disappointing factor. I think because the Worlds was approaching, all of a sudden it just appeared. Normally games that haven't been out for a while, they get sort of a 6-month to 8-month notice, but this was like, oh, it's coming out in March, and I think at the time it was like late December, and you're thinking, wow, that was quick.
No,
So probably not the right sort of the way you're going about it. I don't think.
No, I appreciate it. I think other than that, if they kept the mechanics the way it was, if ever there was going to be a new reiteration of Snooker 19, I think they can keep the game more or less how it is, but maybe in terms of customisation, and maybe have different levels, Master Plus, Pro Plus. There's how can I say? There's a reason why everybody plays this, and if it's just to feel comfortable at a level that people are playing at, then that's got to be a good thing. As long as it keeps people involved.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Let's face. I've got to face it. I'm never going to be the best player, but I only just I play purely for the enjoyment of it. And obviously, communities and things like that do help. But where the game's concerned,
18.
there's not a lot they could do wrong in terms of general play. Aside of fixing the freezing issues as we've encountered already this evening.
This is our second try at this, guys. If you are still here,
exactly. So perhaps things like that could be addressed, but other than that, I don't think there's too much. But I would say generally, in answering your question
18.
correctly, I would say not a great deal, but maybe offer more in terms of actual gameplay and things like that, and options to be able to customise players, etc. So
sure. And going back to what you said earlier, you might have made the comments along the lines of you might not be very good at it, or you're not getting any better. But the reality of it is, Hoops, you've caused some upsets in the past, in my experience within the Discord. I can assure you of that. Mark my words, guys. If you are watching this and you don't know Hoops, he is a dark horse when it comes to this game. He can upset a few people. Look out for that.
Dark horse. I think the only dark horse I know, Lee, I think is Black Beauty. Yeah, exactly. That ain't going to be me, mate. That ain't going to be me. We're still having a go, though. We're still having a go.
Yeah.
No. We're still having a go. I better concede this one, Lee. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you might struggle to get that many snookers, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But again, it's more just a take on sort of how you're getting on and sort of what is real in the Hoops life, really. But going back to what you said about the game, they've missed out massively. Endless opportunities here. As we said earlier, they could be putting in legends, unlocking legends. They could have had different tours. They could have had the Pro Tour. You could have had to go through Q School and not even attempted to play in the British Masters or the World Championships until you've actually established yourself as a seasoned pro. I just think that there's a massive raft, and they could bring back scenarios from, I keep saying it because it's the most frustrating thing in my life in the snooker history, and that's the year that Dennis Taylor beat Steve Davis on that black in '85, and I just think that you could reenact those. I think they've done it on football scenarios, haven't they? On the likes of FIFA and stuff. There could be the Ray Reardon final. There could be the Alex Higgins final. All the ones that Jimmy White did and didn't win. I think it just could be a way of bringing more content to the game.
Lee, I don't know what you do for a living, but you know what? Listening to all what you just said, mate, I think you've just pushed yourself into a point, mate, where you're going to be involved in making that new game. Definite, mate.
I think me and Lam actually thrashed a few things out because he's still quite close with the makers of this game, and he regularly drops him a message to suggest, if there's anything going on, by all means, drop him and myself a message and sort of, if we can get any sort of look on it early, even go to their area and play the game at their offices.
Dream come true almost.
It'd be good. It'd be nice to be involved in so, and I think something like this, which is probably quite a niche market in reality, if you compare it to the likes of Call of Duty, FIFA, all the big name games, it's never going to be like that because the interest in snooker is not big enough.
You're right. Yeah, the budget's not going to be there for it, Lee. Like you say.
No, that's right. Oh, where's the cue ball going?
Yeah, not in, I hope, mate.
Oh, I think it might be. I think it's just got the legs. Yeah.
Well, that's handy, Lee. I've got 4 points on the ball. I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that, mate. Yeah, we're going to play on from there, mate. We ain't gonna push you down that road again, Lee. I'm definitely not going to push you down that road, mate. So, yeah,
So
yeah,
you've been obviously involved in the Discord and the community for quite a while now, Hoops, and even probably before the National Alliance
yeah.
Snooker League.
I
So
was, I was, yes.
so in your experience then of all the years, well, all the years since 2019, I should say,
Yep.
since the game was released, who stands out from the virtual world as being the best players you've played with?
Oh, mate. Uh, I think I've got a list as long as your arm.
Okay, oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Power.
I, I think in recent times, I think in when I say in recent times, it make it sound like this game's been going for about 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
it's a 3 year career. I suppose you have to look at all the consistent people. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I'm going to say yourself, Lee, because you was probably there before I even acknowledged a lot of what I would call the better players in the well, certainly in the server
Yeah.
as it stands now. There's got to be yourself. I'm a big admirer of Sam. I think
Yeah. Same.
Sam.
No, absolutely.
I'm a big admirer of him purely on the basis. I think he's just his shot play, and he's consistent. I think
Very.
that's the other one. I know all these people are in the community, and I've got to be honest with you. I'm not even fit to. I'm not even sort of fit to chalk their cues after these people like
I
yourself.
wouldn't say
Like,
that, mate, but go on.
I'm not. JP.
Yeah,
There's
very good.
no
Very
doubt
good.
about
He
it.
was in my top three as well.
The only man to beat Kappa
He's taking the red on.
in 3 or 4 finals. How can you?
That's really close.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Quite close enough.
Yeah. And of course, whatever you say, and I think it's an insult to him to say that he's a cheat, and I don't think he is a cheat. Lee. He's lucky Kappa. I just don't.
He's a different gravy altogether, isn't he? He is.
He's not, and of course, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair not to add sort of like Scotty Edwards to this as well, Mr. Rainy Lamb himself.
Oh, of course,
He's done
yeah.
it all. He's done it. He's done it all.
Yeah, yes, you're right. Absolutely agree.
I think you 5 guys have set the bar.
Oh, I appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that.
Don't get me wrong. I know maybe there's some people listening to this will say, "Well, yeah, perhaps I'm saying this for effect." But there's a lot of fringe players. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
I
good
agree.
fringe players, yeah. But they're not doing what you're doing. They're not doing what Sam's doing. They're not doing what JP's doing. They're not doing what Kappa's doing. I think you have to say, I mean, look at that shot you just played. I'm not even in the penalty box where it comes to sort of thinking about that kind of shot. And I think that's what got you guys. I think that's what you guys bring to the game. And it's a privilege playing with all you 5 players because there's a lot to be learnt. There's a lot to be learnt, and people think that if you get hammered, they're not enjoying it. Well, what you need to do is you take stock of what you've done, when you've been beat, or by again maybe one of those 4 players. But there's something to learn from it. But I think, Lee, I think you 5. I don't think there's no one better. All right, yeah, maybe there's other people.
Robert Milkins.
Yeah, and I think the similar list come up with obviously with Joe, Captain Goodspeed, and with Rainy Lamb, and I think I sort of touched upon the fact that when you talk about fringe players, you talk about players that can really cause problems. P Dunn stuck out for me a little bit. Team Reality stuck out for me.
I forgot him.
Yeah, because he's a very good player as well.
He's going to love me, Lee. He's going to love me. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, okay. For the record, then let's make that 6.
Well,
let's make that 6 then. Yeah, and he's a nice bloke to boot. He's a nice
well, most
guy
of them are, aren't they? And that's what makes the community as good as it is. And
tis true, Lee. Tis true. But then when you got you guys at the helm. There's a couple of guys obviously there at the helm, but when you got someone of your experience at the same time, I think it's certainly helped me. Yeah, I I know. I've had a couple of meltdowns
Well, it happens.
over the years, if you know what I mean, where the community is concerned. But yeah, I think it's always come back stronger. But yeah, I would say, Lee, in answer to your question, there's no one better than you six boys. That's it. It's as simple as that, mate. It's a very short
Well,
list, and we're all scrapping. We're all applying for the scraps, Lee. We're all applying for the scraps, mate. So,
well, I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate you putting me in that list. But
no, for definite.
as well for you guys that are watching, and I appreciate you dropping in, and if you're still with us, I appreciate the support. You know, for those of you that don't know Hoops, like I said, he is the leader of the Discord that we're in. It is the National Alliance Snooker League. I'm going to say we're boasting 50 members, Hoops. I don't think we're far off with that, are we? 50, is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think in actual fact, I think we're over that. I think
right,
we're,
okay.
I think we're at 54 at this particular point in time. Obviously, we had better numbers once upon a time, but
yeah.
To be fair, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and
yeah.
I think you're always going to get these people that now losing interest in the game, but yeah, no, we're on to 50 members now. I hope maybe through this we can increase it. I mean, that would be great,
Well, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point I'm just going to get to, mate. And the reason why I said this to you guys is that there is all levels of gameplay in this Discord. It isn't all Master Plus and you just get whooped by the six boys that Hoops had just mentioned, because that's not how this community is run. They do Pro Plus, they do Master Plus. There is a safe environment for new beginners that want to start the game up and get advice from people who are playing the game all the time. For those of you that want to join, I will share the Facebook link in the description below the video, as well as the Discord link. The Discord link may expire because it's not a lifetime Discord link, but what I'll do is just drop me a message in the comment section if you're trying to join and you can't, and what I'll look at doing is just sending you the invite link.
That's very good of you. That's very good of you, Lee, to put that forward. Thank you. That's very
no
good
problem at all. And I think it's something that needs to be done, because, like I said, I think it is one of the bigger communities out there that's currently playing the game.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of members have come and gone, and they've gone under good clouds and bad ones, and and it's very much, it's up to them. Nobody has to love it all the time. Nobody has to get on with everybody, but it's just it is a thing.
No, absolutely. Oh, good shot.
Cheers, thank you. So yeah, keep an eye out for those subscription guys. If you really want to join, just like I said, click the link. If the link doesn't work, let me know, and we'll get you in and we'll get you playing some tourneys. Especially if you guys are playing the online stuff and you're frustrated by the online leaderboards, this is just another way of playing some good competition and having fun.
Indeed. The old reason I'm here in the first place, Lee.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's queuing extremely well here.
Of course, yeah, and I fully understand and respect that. When this first started, obviously, it was myself and Rob, and obviously he's not here now, but I always wish him well. So if he is watching this, I always wish him well, and hopefully at some point, maybe even in his own head, maybe he might make a return to Snooker 19. But anyway, we'll see on that one.
Yeah, we will.
I'm not going to take all the credit there, mate.
No, of course. I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, originally it started with 1964 Hoops and Roast Beef, which is Rob, and
absolutely.
And I think, funny enough, I got a funny feeling it was Beefy that sent me the message initially to join back then. And I'm pretty. If I go from memory, I'm sure that's what it was. So, like Hoop said, he might have left and not come back, and that might have been good or bad. But at the end of the day, it'd be good to see him back playing. And I suppose
the other thing, Lee, probably worth mentioning as well, is the way that Pro Plus is being run now by Cam. I think obviously he's had a big year. He's got married. He's just had a baby. You know what I mean? So I'll take my hat off to him as well. So I guess that's sort of worth a mention, because
of course,
Pro Plus Tour
100%.
has been, it's been a good thing this year. And we've actually had a few Master Plus players from that at the same time, Lee. So
yeah,
a win-win situation, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. And shout out to Cam as well. If you're watching this, Cam, appreciate everything you're doing in the Discord. I know I'm not an active admin, but I do read the messages, and I do see everything that's going on. And Cam's always fighting and trying to provide content for you guys to play in. So hats off to him.
You might not be actively, but the very fact that your name's there, mate, on the admin list, mate, that's a big plus for any community, mate. So
thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Too much about that. Don't worry. Playing well here, Lee.
It's not bad, is it? It's all right.
Yeah, I'm glad I got 12 points on the table this one, mate. Glad I got 12 points on the table.
Just to preempt you guys as well for the comment section, and I know that not hundreds and hundreds of comments are dropped in the videos. This is a Legend Series episode, and you might be thinking, well, he hasn't scored anything. Why is he a legend? And legendary players isn't just about wherever the fact that they can go out and do what Capra does to everybody every single week he plays, or Jay Page, or Sam Millers, or Rainey Lamb. It's about what he's done for the community and what he's sort of brought to the table for everybody to do, that makes him a legend as well. So all credit to your Hoops. You've done a great job here, mate. And
kind words, mate. It's a collective effort. We only provide the framework. It's the players that are doing all the hard work.
That's right.
I think probably where we are now is it's become very settled all of a sudden.
He's played that very well.
Robert
good shot, Lee.
40.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Have you ever met any players in real life, Hoops? Just changing the subject very quickly.
Do you know what, mate? I've never met one.
Really?
I've never met one, mate. Which is kind of a shame. But no, do you know? I've never been to a.
Well, that's a cracking effort, that is, mate. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
He's managed to get out of the snooker, but
of course I've left a pot in Chanceley. It wouldn't be me if I didn't leave one, mate. But no, I've never met one. I had made plans unfortunately with Presh, because he lives in Bedford. And he said to me, we'll go to the snooker at Milton Keynes. So I said, yeah, all right. And then, of course, what happens next? He disappears off the scene. So obviously,
I know. And do you know what?
Another good player.
I was just about to say, when we was talking earlier about fringe players and we was talking about players who have improved, I did actually send Presh a message when he left, and I said, really impressed by you, Presh. You've come a long way, and his ability was it improved so much, and it was good to see, and he was always about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think the beauty of this is just like the real snooker world. I think there's some characters.
Excellent.
Certainly.
Some characters. I mean, where I first started, I don't know if you ever remember him, Lee, and I'm going to mention this as I think hopefully for a bit of humour. Do you ever remember a guy, Bowley, 666?
Yeah, I remember the name.
What a nutcase he was. I'll tell you what, I swear that bloke, he used to go out and bark at cars in the street. When we had the small WhatsApp group, when the NASL started, he was sending pictures of things like pies that he bought from the market and things.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I remember him dropping loads of random stuff in there.
Oh, mate, I tell you now, that man was a sandwich short of a picnic. But if he's watching this, what a great fella. I still do speak to him every now and again. But
yeah,
I'm not sure
what a great fella. What a great fella he was. But yeah, there's been some characters. There's been some characters down the years, I think, who have played the game. But we always look to the steady people, though, like yourselves and the Sams and the people that are still having a go. Still having a go now. And much to my pleasure, they're still part of the community. So it's a win-win situation, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Win-win situation, mate.
And what's currently happening in the NASL league right now? Then, Hoops, anything new coming up? Season ending?
Obviously the tour's going to stay the same as it is. I will say, Lee, I guess while people get the opportunity to look at this, maybe made a little bit of a mistake where the leagues are concerned this year. I have to say it's got a bit long-winded, so I'm looking for a revamp on that. Obviously the yellow green and brown is still ongoing at this particular point in time.
Yeah.
I won't say there's nothing new. I did have an idea for a tournament which was going to be tested, but
looking to get the cue ball safe,
there was a little bit of upset in the community, and I sort of lost my focus a little bit owing to the upset. So I'm hoping to go back to that in terms of a tournament, which is where potting a red, you've got to pot the colours in sequence, or go from black, pink, and then back down the table.
Okay.
As another skill game. As far as anything new's coming up, yeah, I've got to sit down and get my head round things again and get up to date. But you know how it is with these summer months, Lee. Sometimes it gets a bit tricky in terms of time.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, and real life takes over, doesn't it? Of course it does, and I expect that for everybody.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm going to try another recruitment drive, but I don't know how many people are left, Lee. I don't know how many people now are playing this game, mate.
No, and that's the thing. Yeah, it is, like I said, it's a niche market. It's very much
Do you know, Lee? I've been on Facebook twice trying to recruit, and in the first ad about 2 weeks ago, I had no one. There was no one at all come back to an ad, which is unusual.
Right.
And I did one I think last week, and someone's come back to me, funny enough, tonight. But
oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to involve, if you know what I mean.
Well, hopefully make this a draw something for you as well, and we'll get some more in through that.
That's very kindly.
So yeah, I'll get that out ASAP. Just for those of you guys watching, if you don't already know and you're not in the community, yellow, green and brown tournament he's talking about, I played in the pink and black one.
Yes.
Where you just take a pink or a black only with the reds. You're not allowed to take a blue, yellow, green or brown. And it sounds really awkward and really strange, but it's actually really good fun, and it makes you think about your shots and your positioning, because you know that if you're low on your pink or your red and you're going down the table, you've got no hope getting back to the reds, and it makes it really, really tough. Yeah, it's a nice shot across there.
It's a challenge. It's meant to be a challenge, a test of skill, and probably the only thing, Lee, I've ever invented in my life. And it is the only thing I ever invented, particularly where this game's concerned. But I've got to say,
into the right corner,
where that one was concerned, at Hammers, I know Hammers is no longer about. I know he still plays, but. Yeah, Hammers was a driving thing for that. He was quite clever at inventing new games, and his baby was pink and black, and
just the colours to go.
Mine was yellow green. There you go, Lee. I'm trying a billiard shot, mate, and then he snookered myself. Then
I was going to say, I thought you was trying that then.
Yeah, I know, mate. I've got to take this while the going's good, Lee.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to take this while the going's good, but no, nothing. There's nothing new at the moment. I think just maybe a revamp of the leagues. You know, Lee yourself. Sometimes I think these leagues, unless people are committed, do you know what I mean? It's so hard to say what's best. I've tried a new format this year.
Yeah.
By and large, it's been successful, but it's been very long.
Sure.
It's been very long, but I'm hoping that maybe next season it's going to be a bit quick fire, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go back to that and see what happens, and then go with it. And if people tell me different, that it's a pile of rubbish, then I shall listen to them. I'll listen to them again, and then we'll
go again.
We'll go again, Lee. So
absolutely.
That's hopefully what the
this is no gimmick.
What the plan is, if you know what I mean. Have I got on the black, Lee? No.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I'll have a go.
It's a tough one, yeah. It's a tough one.
I'll have a go. Close my eyes, think of Tottenham, and hope for the best, mate.
We would do that, don't we?
Yeah, well, most Spurs fans do it at the start of every season, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Lee. We had a go, mate. We had a go. It's gonna.
Fan Zhengyi, 36.
There we go.
Brilliant stuff.
Guys, if you have watched all that video, really appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you watching the whole video. We are going to bring some more to you. I don't know who we're going to bring in at this precise moment in time, but we will bring some more people through. Big thank you to you, Hoops. I really appreciate you dropping in, and it's good to talk to you and get to know a little bit about your background and where you're from and bits and pieces you're interested in. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, mate.
No worries, Lee. Thanks for your time and thanks for having me on, mate. Cheers.
No problem. Cheers, guys. We'll see you for the next video.